This is the last video for Chapter 3. We're going to use the partial equity method, but in a year subsequent to after the year of acquisition. In 2023, Sun had net income of $160 and they paid dividends of $70. Remember that this method recognizes the equity in the earnings of the subsidiary, recognizes dividends as decreases, but it does not recognize the excess amortization. So we're given the worksheet. Everything's been done for us. Our new entry is the star C entry. That's our consolidated, it's one of our consolidating entries. What we have to do is say, what would have happened if the equity method had been used? And had the equity method been used, we would have accrued $330,000 in income. We would have decreased that by $110,000 in dividends, and we would have had $21,000 in excess amortization. Partial equity doesn't record excess amortization, so partial equity is $220,000 of accruals when the equity method would have been $199, and we have to bring everything to the equity method. So we have to reduce this by $21,000. So that's where we reduce in our star C entry, we reduce the investment in Sun and we reduce the retained earnings in the parent at the beginning of the year. And that converts this into the full equity method. And then the rest of the entries are S, A, I, whatever we had here, which was 160. Find it up here, 160, there's our I entry, where we want to get rid of the equity in the subsidiary earnings. The investment in Sun with the dividends declared, just like the equity method. And then this and this one, there's nothing new here, and I think I made a mistake and need to get rid of that. So we put it all together, just like we did all of the other ones. This is the same retained earnings that we had when we used the equity method. Way back when we did the equity method, and our final retained earnings, if we could ever find them, in the correct year, would have been the same amount, $2,044,000. So we get to the same place, $2,044,000 in the initial value method, and in the partial equity method, we get to the $2,044,000. So we come back to the same place no matter what method we use. We just have to find a creative way to get there. But our financial statements will look the same no matter which of these three methods we use.